Let's talk about what brightens your day and your live streaming. This is lighting.
Be seen, heard, and better understood through virtual gatherings. Elevate your message with corporate streams.
Lights are used for video production to help your subject be seen, and it would seem like it's a fairly straightforward concept. Just throw up a light, aim at the subject, and you're done, right? Well, it's not exactly that. Like most forms of art, there are techniques to learn in order to adequately harness the craft, and stage lighting is no different. Let's look at some of the characteristics that separate the different types of lighting, and then look at a simple technique that is used on most sets. Lighting qualities and characteristics. Hard light is similar to the sun, where the object in its path creates a clear shadow. This is primarily used for a dramatic effect, and sometimes referred to as an old school lighting studio setup, where you want clean, crisp shadows. This technique is often used in dramas or intense scenes. Soft light wraps a subject. Shadows are less defined and skin blemishes are reduced. The contrast from the brightest part of your subject to the darkest part of the subject is smoothed out, which is why it is used in most interviews and beauty commercials. This is my personal preferred style of lighting. Color temperature. Lights can come in a variety of color temperatures, even though daylight, which is 5600 Kelvin, and tungsten, which is 3200 Kelvin, are the most popular. These color temperatures need to be matched to the color temperature set in your camera, and having the light that does not match the camera settings can cast either an orange or blue look on your image. The types of lighting systems. Tungsten. This bulb is based on the first light bulbs created in the 1800s. Tungsten lights are known for their specific yellowish temperature around 3200 Kelvin, and for their inefficiency of converting energy into light, which is only about 10%. Fluorescent lights are lamps that are typically used in soft lighting and often come in tubes of 2-foot and 4-foot lengths. They are affordable, have long bulb lives, consume less power than tungsten, are cooler to the touch, and are available in 3200 Kelvin or 5600 Kelvin color temperatures. Generally, fluorescent tubes don't produce the same amount of output compared to HMI or tungsten lights. CFL, or compact fluorescent lamps, are a type of fluorescent lighting instrument typically used with a standard Edison E26 socket and can produce higher outputs compared to the 2 or 4-foot tubes. Some cheaper softboxes you find on Amazon will use CFLs and can be a good solution for someone just starting out. LEDs, or light emitting diodes, are currently my favorite light fixture or type of light. They are affordable, highly efficient, and come in a variety of sizes and shapes. Some LEDs do not accurately reproduce a natural spectrum of light, which can create a color cast or a natural color on a subject they light. However, most LEDs are often given a CRI, or color reading index, with a higher number being more accurate. A CRI rating of 95 or higher is preferred in most projects. Light placement. Let's talk about some basic light placement. 3-point lighting is the simplest and most used technique for lighting. It takes 3 positions, a key, a fill, and a backlight to light a subject. The light themselves can be either a hard light or a soft light. So let's look at the 3 components in more depth as we break this down. The key light is the primary light used to light a subject. Usually this is the brightest light of the 3 and can be positioned in any orientation. I typically place this light 1 to 2 feet above the eye line of a subject and offset it to either side of the camera. Have fun with this aspect. Feel free to move around the lights to experiment to see the different effects that you can get. This will also greatly affect the mood that you're trying to set. A fill light. This light usually fills in the opposite side of the key light on the subject, so that there is less contrast between the lightest and the darkest part of the shot. This is helpful to create a more even look, but allows for more natural, softer shadows on the subject. Backlight helps separate your subject from the background. This light is usually hung higher up and pointed down at a sharper angle. It usually comes from behind a subject and points towards the camera or the ground. It can create a halo or glowing look behind the subject and can be stylized if purposely lit brightly. Light modifiers. These items partner with lights to modify their look and use. Lenses. These are glass elements that focus the light and are often used to create a spotlight effect. There are also lenses with cameras, but these are a completely separate thing. Lenses are often crafted with a degree of focus in mind, with a smaller number representing a more focused angle of light. Fresnels are a very popular lens and are recognizable by their rings on its front surface. Flags. These single fabric panels are placed or draped between the light and the subject to shape the light off unwanted areas. Reflectors. panels of either white or slightly metallic fabric to help bounce light at your subject. Reflectors can also be used as a fill light. Soft boxes. This box encloses a light fixture and softens the light. It is typically lightweight, collapsible, and helps widen the light source so the beam is less focused. Power options, the first being battery powered. Many lights, especially LED lights, have an internal battery, but also allows for an external battery to be plugged into the light. Having battery packs is a convenient way to shoot on the go because a direct line of power is not needed. However, be sure to calculate the amount of battery life for your lights and bring back up fully charged battery packs. Having dead lights is a good way to stop a production. So for most live streams, battery powered lights are a nice addition but not necessary, as we often try to have power drawn from a continuous plugged in source. AC power. Some lights can be plugged into a wall. This is super helpful for those long streams or shoot days where you will be in a similar location and do not want the hassle of charging batteries or switching batteries out. This is the majority of the lights we use for live streaming. We have covered some of the basic lighting types and setups in this video, and I hope you find these basic tips and tricks insightful. If you have any further questions about lighting, please feel free to leave a comment below, and we'd love to get the conversation going. In the next video, we're going to be talking about tripods. Happy streaming.